Hello everyone. Today I'll be speaking about India's fiscal deficit challenge, balancing growth and stability. Every government spends money on infra, welfare, defense, and subsidies. But where does this money come from? Where the government expenditure exceeds its revenue, it leads to fiscal deficit. In India, it has been a long-standing concern, often exceeding government's targets. But why does this happen, and how does it affect our economy? Fiscal deficit is the difference between what the government earns and what it spends. It's usually expressed as the percentage of the GDP. A high fiscal deficit means the government is borrowing more to meet its expense. Uh, in 24-25, India's fiscal deficit was set around 5.1% of GDP, down from 5.9% in the previous year. But it's a challenge due to multiple economic factors. Well, the key causes are low revenue collection. India has a low tax to GDP ratio compared to developed nations. Tax evasion and a narrow base limit revenue generation. High government expenditure. Spending on social welfare programs increases expenditure, be it food subsidies or healthcare. Subsidies and populist measures. Subsidies on food, fuel, and fertilizers add to fiscal pressure. Loan waivers for farmers and other populist schemes also contribute to a widening deficit. Debt servicing cost. A large portion of government revenue is spent on repaying interest on previous loans, leaving less room for the productive investment. Economic slowdown. During periods of slow growth, tax collection drops while welfare spending money increases, worsening the deficit. Their impact leads to higher inflation. When the government borrows more, it injects excess money into the economy, leading to inflation. Crowding out private investment. High government borrowing reduces the availability of funds for private businesses looking to slower economic growth. Pressure on interest rates. To attract investors, the government has to offer higher interest rates on its bonds, which can increase borrowing costs for businesses and consumers. Currency depreciation. A widening fiscal deficit can lead to a weaker rupee, making imports more expensive and worsening the trade deficit. Measures to reduce fiscal deficit. Broadening the tax base, encouraging tax compliance, reducing tax evasion, and implementing reforms like GST more effectively can improve revenue collection, rationalizing subsidies, targeted subsidies using direct benefit transfer can reduce leakage and improve efficiency, privatization and disinvestment. Selling stakes in public sector enterprises can generate revenue without increasing the tax burden. Higher GDP growth leads to higher tax revenue without increasing taxes. Better fiscal discipline, ensuring that government borrowing is directed towards productive investment like infra than unproductive expenditures and help manage the deficit substantially. Conclusion is that India's fiscal deficit is a double-edged sword. While some of level of deficit is necessary for growth, an uncontrolled deficit can lead to economic instability. A balanced approach focused on increasing revenue, rationalizing expenditure, and promoting growth is the key to sustainable fiscal deficit. As citizens, being aware of these issues help us understand economic policies better and hold policy accountable for responsible fiscal management. Thank you.